Welcome to Husker Storm blog. This is my week 1 predictions, and it's going to be an interesting week of football. A load of games on Thursday, more than I've ever seen. Probably about 15 games on Thursday or so. The headliner, of course, on Thursday is South Carolina, Vanderbilt. It's a good game. I mean, last year South Carolina took care of Vanderbilt really easily, and Vanderbilt had an impressive season for a team that struggles to get bowl eligible. They were able to get bowl eligible. They didn't get a bowl win, but they were bowl eligible, and they played in a bowl. They lost to Cincy. South Carolina is a team that I really like. They got their defense, and they're a dark horse for both the SEC and the national title. With Marcus Lattimore finally healthy, their offense is finally in the arms of a quarterback too, and Connor Shaw, that they know is their quarterback, who will be their quarterback for the whole entire season unless he gets injured. And I expect big things from this offense. I expect it to improve a lot. Now, it's not going to be that special. They lose Alshon Jeffrey, but it's going to be better than it was last year, and the defense is going to be just as good. They handled Vanderbilt last year, and I think they handled them again. My prediction, 28-10 Gamecocks. There's also another game today. You got Tennessee at North Carolina State, which is an interesting one. Tennessee's a sleeper. People think Tennessee could be a dark horse in the SEC, maybe win 9 games. I see them more around 8 at the most. They just lost their top wide receiver, Rogers. He's off the team, got kicked off. So that's a huge loss. No question about that. So Tennessee's at North Carolina State. North Carolina State had a surprise year last year. I expect the same this year. I think they're going to play well. They are the dark horse for the ACC championship. I'm looking their over-under probably around 8 games too. And this is their big non-conference game. And I think Tennessee's going to win this one. But it won't be easy, as they are at the Wolfpack. And it's gonna be a good game, I think. Tyler Bray's gonna have a huge day. Don't expect a ridiculous amount of defense, but don't expect too much offense. I'm gonna take Tennessee in this one, 27-20. I'm gonna get on the right foot here, start off this year, and should be an interesting season for the Vols. Now you got Boise State at Michigan State, number 24 and number 13. Boise State starts an era without Kellen Moore. And the Broncos got to go to East Lansing versus the best defense past freaking the SEC. Any defense north of the SEC, Michigan State's the best. There's no defense that's better than them, and they were the best last year too. They've got a fierce defense. Now, they did lose their top wideouts. I believe it's their top 3 or 4. They returned quite a bit on defense, though. And they got a quarterback in Andrew Maxwell who just looks like a natural passer. He looks like he could really fill Kirk Cousins' hole that he is leaving. Leadership-wise, I don't know if he will. We'll see if that run game can get going. Le'Veon Bell's, he's a great running back, but the offensive line has got to be a little bit more consistent. I think they're going to get that this year. And Boise State's a huge question mark. Most people probably see this game as a lopsided victory in the end. I feel it's going to be close. It's going to be all defense. And I think Michigan State takes this one because they're at home and their defense is stronger. There's no question about that. But don't be surprised if this game turns into a battle to 20. Whoever scores 20 wins. But, I don't think Boise State's going to get past 10. Take Michigan State in this defensive battle, 23-10. They get a little bit of their run game going. Andrew Maxwell shows up his arm. And their defense is, of course, stifling. The only way Boise State has a chance in this one is if they can pull off a couple trick plays like they did in the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma. Southern Miss at Nebraska. Now, anytime you got a 12-win team going up against especially a non-AQ 12-win team going up against a power conference stud in Nebraska, you got to put this game in your top list. I mean, there's always a chance for an upset. I don't see it happening. But this will definitely be Nebraska's biggest test of the non-conference. Southern Miss will have the best defense that they will face of the non-conference. So it'll be interesting to see how Taylor Martinez plays in this offense. Expect it to be a good fight for 3 quarters. And I think Nebraska shows off why they had the best run game in the Big Ten and why they're the fastest team offensively in the Big Ten. And they're going to show why the non-AQ lack some speed. Nebraska's a really fast team this year. They got Kenny Bell, Jamal Turner on the outside. They got Amir Abdullah returning for special teams, and he's going to be the number 2 running back. They also got Braylon Hurd, who's going to play some running back, and of course Taylor Martinez, who has that breakaway speed. Now, Rex Burkhead doesn't have the great breakaway speed, but he's going to rush for 100 yards. Martinez is going to have a 50-plus yard run and pass. And I think the defense plays well. Not dominant, but well. And Nebraska wins this one 41-17. Another one that we're going to have to look at is Ohio at Penn State. You're probably asking, why is Penn State on this list? Well, I think they're going to get upset here. This is one of their 6 or 7 losses this year. Ohio's going to come in. They've got a lot of expectations defensively. They return their starting quarterback, Tyler Tettleton, or however you say his name. He had a great year last year. He's only a junior this year, so I expect some more improvement. And I think they're going to come out and win this one. And it's going to be a good game. It's going to be close. But I'm going to take Ohio in this one, 20-16. That's the first upset of the year. And another game we're going to look at, Auburn and Clemson. Clemson heads to Auburn in this one. Last year they beat Clemson. Clemson beat Auburn. Clemson was at home. This time they got to go to the hostile environment. I think Taj Boyd's going to have a good day. But without Sammy Watkins, this Clemson offense is not the same. Now they're still going to score points, but neither of these teams can play defense, so that will take a back seat for sure. Frazier gets his first start for Auburn, and I think he's going to get them out to an impressive start. Another upset. Auburn takes down Clemson at home, and 41-35, War Eagle sneaking upset. Now we've got the headliner of Saturday, Michigan versus Alabama. By far the best game of the week, and it's, big questions. Can the Big Ten take the next step? Or can any conference take the next step and defeat a top dog from the SEC? Will Shoelace have redemption over what was really a poor Sugar Bowl performance? I believe Bama is in rebuild mode, but it's it's not the typical rebuild mode from most teams. They're still going to be competing for an SEC title and a national championship. And can AJ McCarron build off what was a very impressive BCS title game? I think this is going to be a great game. There's no question defenses will dominate, but Michigan's unidimensional offense, or one-dimensional offense, will be its Achilles heel. Without Fitz-Toussaint, it seems like. I'm not exactly sure he could play. Who knows? I haven't heard the latest on it. But I think Alabama is going to feast off some mistakes from Denard, and the lack of the prototypical big running back from Michigan, it's going to be their demise in this one. Bama's going to stuff that spread with their great speed, and their offense is going to do enough against a defensive line that only returned 1 or 2 starters, and they lost their top 2 players on the defensive line. They do bring back a lot from their secondary and linebackers, but the defensive line is what you need against the SEC offenses, and that run game from Bama. I think Bama's going to roll on this one, win a good one. Michigan fails to reach the end zone. 17-9, Alabama takes this one. And another game, you got Arkansas State at Oregon. You might ask, why the heck is Arkansas State on here? They're going to Oregon, they're going to get slaughtered. But it's a 10-win team. I can't lead them off here. They won 10 games last year, and they're facing a top-time team. So there is, upset alert. No, there's not going to be upset here, but it's going to be a close one in the end. It won't be close in the end, but it's going to be close for 3 quarters, probably 2 quarters most likely. Gus Malzahn's going to have his innovative offense out there playing well. The Ducks, they don't have extremely great defense, but Arkansas State can score, and they're going to give them a run for their money in the first half. We see this. The Ducks sometimes come out slow, and sometimes they go in trailing at halftime. I don't think they go in trailing at halftime this time. And, they're going to win this one, but it's going to be closer than people think at halftime. In the end, it'll be 62-27. Oregon Ducks roll. And my last prediction is what is the last game of College Football Monday night. September 3rd, Georgia Tech at Virginia Tech. Georgia Tech was a team that started off really well last year, and they got beat by Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech's defense has no problem shutting down that triple option from Georgia Tech. And I think we're going to see the same this time around. Logan Thomas is going to have a good day. I think he's going to start this year off good. And things are going to look bright for Georgia Tech, or for Virginia Tech as they start this off. The defense is going to be good. Not quite as good as last year, but still going to be good. We'll see where they can get their running game from, but I think they win this one easy. I'm going to take them 45-24. They won by 3 touchdowns. They're at home. Blacksburg's a great stadium to play in. Logan Thomas has a huge day. 45-24. The Hokies roll. And so that's it for those 9 predictions. That's 9 predictions to start off. And one last prediction. It will be my bold prediction, which won't have to do with college football. It's going to have to do with Major League Baseball. This is my playoff prediction. Yeah, we got about a month left, but this is my prediction. I'm going to take the National League West. I think the Giants are going to sneak it out. They got a better pitching staff than the Dodgers. They win the National League West in the final 3 games against the Dodgers. And the National League Central, I'm going to take Cardinals. I think the Cardinals get really hot, just like they did in September last year, and they take the National League Central. The 2 wild cards. Well, actually, let's go to the National League East. Nationals. That's an easy one. I think the Nationals continue to play great baseball, and they got such a big lead there, it doesn't really matter. And the wild card is the Reds and the Braves. Both of those teams are going to find themselves in the playoffs, playing a 1-game playoff. The American League, I have the Rangers winning the West. The Central going to the White Sox. They got a good pitching staff, and they're just really gelling right now. The East, I'll take the Yankees. Wild card, I will take the Rays and the Tigers. Yes, the Angels missed out a wild card. Rays-Tigers 1-game playoff. Justin Verlander versus David Price. Gonna be epic. Just a ridiculous game right there. Thanks for watching Husker Storm Blog. Check back next week. We'll recap the first week of college football, talk about week 2 and our predictions, and then I'll finish my bold predictions of the playoffs and talk about who I have winning the divisional round. Thanks for watching.